Okay, busy mamas, I know you have heard about freezer cooking and probably thought it was too hard and too crazy, but I have a special deal for you, and I'm going to teach you how to do freezer cooking I'm going to show you how to make it easy. If I can do this, I know you can do this. You also, if you order our freezer cooking kit right now, you're going to get 12 weeks of the best ever recipes. These are my family's favorites. Like if they were picking one of our boxes, these are them. You're gonna get 2 sets of baby cards. You'll also get a free tote bag, menu planning stickers, and 2 sets of freezer bag stands and totes. So who is ready? Tell me, have you ever freezer cooked before? Are you terrified of freezer cooking? Does it sound amazing to you? Let me know how you feel about freezer cooking. Is it something you love, something you hate? Give me your honest to goodness thoughts. I want to hear them. As you're hopping, also tell me good morning. Tell me what you're making for dinner tonight. If you've ever tried any of our recipes, I'm going to just tell you this first one is my family's hands down favorite. Like they love this one. They ask for it all the time. I was going to make it to give away, and then I realized Reagan would be super sad if I did that. So what you need for this first one is going to be, y'all, there is a little prepping involved, but it's pretty minimal. You're going to mostly make these in pans, or you can do them in plastic bags depending on the recipe. This is the pesto tortellini. Y'all, how many of y'all have made the pesto tortellini? You need 2 bags of refrigerated or frozen tortellini. There you go. You need ½ a cup of prepared pesto, easy peasy. You need 2 jars of Alfredo sauce, so simple. You need 2 cups of rotisserie chicken. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this without the rotisserie chicken. You do wanna mix this guy in a big bowl because it is pretty large. This will either make 2 8x8 pans, 1 13x9. I'm gonna actually do it in 1 small pan and 1 mid-sized pan. I'm making it, I was totally gonna make this to give away, but it is Reagan's hands down favorite food on the planet, and I haven't made it in forever. So I'm gonna make 1 for us, and then 1 to save, or probably I'll send it with one of my college kids, or I'll just freeze it and we can have it in a month. What's nice is these freezer meals will freeze for up to 6 weeks. So you have plenty of time, up to 6 months. In a regular freezer, they will freeze for probably up to 12 months in a deep freeze. You do not need to add the rotisserie chicken. I do that because I just think it tastes a little extra yummy, and I make sure that everybody's getting some protein. Such a good recipe, y'all, hands down. Best ever. Hit that share this button. We will enter you to win a $25 Amazon gift card, and then I'm going to check your comments. One quick tip. So here's a couple things when you try out freezer cooking for the very first time. You want to make sure your dishwasher is empty the morning that you start. Trust me, I have done it the other way, and it is not amazing. It will be so much easier if you do that ahead of time. You also want, hang on, can y'all see that? That camera is looking funky. Sorry, guys. You also want to make sure your trash is empty because you're going to have a lot of trash, and that'll just make it simple. I do a little prepping before, not tons of prepping. It probably takes me about an hour, and I'm prepping for video. So if I wasn't doing this for video, I think I could get it done more quickly. And I try to stick my dishes all together so that I don't have a massive mess to deal with when I finish up. Let me go. Okay, so here is our... There we go. Do y'all see those? We just made 2 tortellinis. What we're going to do is, you can do it either way. You can cover it with plastic wrap and then with foil. That helps freezer burn. I like to just double cover with foil because I'm so afraid that I will tell someone in my family to make it and they will not remember to take that plastic off. So if you double cover it with foil, it's going to be fine. The baby cards are awesome because then you can take them to your recipe. And again, you can use plastic foil for these. I am using, you can use plastic, not plastic, you can use aluminum foil pans. I forgot hang on. I forgot. Give me a second. We're going to do this. That's done now. Good morning, Melissa in Oregon. How are you doing? Good morning, Chris Arnold. Chris, you're making the sausage and cheese quiches from the freezer menu box. I love those quiches. Oh my gosh. What week did you say they were? I don't know what week those are in, but I know I've made them a million times. Let's add the rest of the cheese here. What's funny is I think I actually have a little extra cheese on the next recipe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use it right here, because I feel like this looks a little skinny to me. And that's the thing, y'all. This stuff, when you've made it, once you've made these a lot of times, it helps so much to have just basic, these are recipes we know our family's gonna love. It takes a lot of the guesswork and stress out. because you just know, okay, when I make that, if I add a little mozzarella, I'm not gonna break it. If you're new to cooking, you don't know that. But the more often you do this stuff, the easier it gets. You thought you did this together, but you were seeing this stuff after and just looking and looking. Rachel, I'm not sure why, it has been weird. Hang on, let me grab my tape. So if you, I hope, definitely if you can make it with me, that's awesome. But you can watch the replay and join as long. It's so nice to have these done. Okay, here's the baby card. This is the magic of the baby card. When you order the freezer menu planning kit today, y'all, it is a steal of a deal. You get 2 sets of these baby cards, so you'll have some extra. It's a great deal. Okay, next thing we are gonna make is the lemon pepper chicken tenders. Now, I've already got my chicken tenders in a bag ready to go. This is one of the easiest recipes ever. You're gonna add in, so simple, you guys, you can do this. I know you can do this. You're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, right there. And then you're gonna add that other jar of pesto. Remember, we used about half a jar of pesto. We're just gonna put those guys right in there. Y'all, this recipe is so simple. And this is a great one. It's probably just one of those great chicken nights when you just want to make chicken, but you don't have time to prep anything and you don't want to just have plain old boring, like grilled chicken breast unseasoned. This one is going to go so fast, so you can thaw it out on the day you're ready to make it, which is what we do. Bop it in, you put it into like a baking dish and then just bake it in the oven. So here is this one. You can see there's our chicken. All we've got in there is chicken, pesto, and a little bit of lemon juice. We're gonna give it a good little, we're gonna mix it up really well like that. Yes, definitely, you can watch the replay. Thank you, Sue, for saying that. I hope you're having a great morning out there, Sue. I like to freeze mine flat-ish. This one's not a ton, so I'm gonna actually freeze it like this. Then I'm gonna do this. You wanna make sure your air is all out if you can, especially if you don't have a large freezer. This will make this go a little easier. Now, what you're gonna do is you also need some mozzarella. Remember I told you we needed some mozzarella? Here's my mozzarella. Now you can put this in a separate bag, but I don't wanna waste a bag because I don't need to. So I'm just gonna tighten this really well. And I'm gonna add these both to a freezer bag. And that way, if I am worried about, if by any chance something happens and any of the liquid leaks, it's double bagged. And then I'm gonna take my baby card right there. And we have just made 3 meals. How long have we been on, guys? 3 meals prepped and ready to go now. Granted, I did do a little prep before, but so super simple. And now we're gonna make the brisket, which y'all, this grandma's beef brisket, I'm super excited because it's been hard to find beef brisket. I actually found some. There you go, so simple. Somebody says there's an arrow by the comments you can make that can hit and you can put it on Facebook. Yes, y'all, please try to turn on notifications so you can see what is going on, see our stuff on Facebook, because does make it difficult. Okay, we're gonna move this one over here. This is actually, I'm gonna move y'all down. Come this way. Okay, that'll be easier. Can y'all see? Okay, here we go, guys. We are on to the grandma's beef brisket. This is such a yummy one, another super easy one. You need a 4 to 5 pound boneless beef brisket. You're gonna add 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke. Now let me tell you, liquid smoke is real stinky, so don't spill it. I've done that once and it is very, very aggressive. I'm just gonna put it in there like that. Then we're gonna add in, oh, I forgot my teaspoons, y'all. Hang on. My friend Stacy just sent me new teaspoons. I'm so excited. This is my first morning to use them all in a recipe. 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. And I normally, hang on, this is a 1.5 tablespoon. These are the fanciest measuring spoons. I normally don't measure out things like Worcestershire, but you definitely can. Then you're gonna need a teaspoon of onion salt. Okay, let's go with that one. Okay, teaspoon of onion salt, garlic salt, and celery. So this is celery salt. Here's onion salt. Can y'all see? Let me get this down here so you can see really close. There you go. Celery, so 1 teaspoon onion salt, 1 teaspoon celery salt, 1 teaspoon garlic salt. And I may be out. That's probably all the garlic salt I have. You know what we're gonna do? Okay, that's all we got on that one, so I'll throw it over there. Then we need a little bit of black pepper. And I think that's it. Okay, that one's it. So what I love about this one is you're gonna thaw it in the refrigerator the night before you're ready to make it. I will say, I got this brisket from Kroger. It has already got some salt on it. It probably didn't need much extra salt, so I don't know. It'll taste delicious, I'm sure. When you do this one, you're gonna thaw it out. And then you're gonna wrap it in foil. I hope I wasn't, oh, y'all, I just did that wrong. I was supposed to wrap that tightly in foil. I am gonna chance that it's gonna be okay. I will wrap it in foil before I cook it. You are supposed to wrap it in foil tightly. It's gonna be fine. I was supposed to wrap that one in foil. I have not made this one often because of the cost of brisket. But I was like, oh, I can make that one. But, Sheree, y'all wrap this up in foil. I'm the worst teacher ever. Wrap this in foil. I hope you're not watching. Wrap it up in foil first, then put it in your plastic bag. I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I was supposed to sprinkle and rub all the ingredients over the brisket. I totally didn't read that this morning. Sprinkle and rub all the ingredients over the brisket, wrap tightly in aluminum foil, add to a 2-gallon bag. You keep your brisket wrapped in foil and then you cook it. I will wrap it in foil when I cook it. Okay, sorry guys. Next up, we are gonna make probably my family's favorite ever dessert. I do need to have a whisk. Hang on. It takes 3 cups of milk, 2 large packages of vanilla pudding, and I just spilled all of them right over there. So let's see, hang on, let me get did y'all see that? We're just gonna, y'all don't just pretend that you didn't see this. This did not just happen. This is what happens whenever I try to do anything. Y'all, one of these days, I'm gonna be no, I'm never gonna be organized. That would just be not who I am. You're gonna add 2 of the large packages of instant vanilla pudding, 3 cups of milk, an 8-ounce container of whipped topping, and you can use Cool Whip or True Whip or whichever kind you want. And you're gonna mix that up together. While that is mixing, you wanna heat up, hang on. You wanna heat up a tub of frosting. So we're gonna mix this all right here. Y'all, one of these days, I'm gonna have it together. But today is not that day. And I'm missing, there we go. I'm missing my scraper. Sorry, I just can't bear to miss. I guess I could not use as much True Whip, but I just can't bear to leave that out. So there we go. Okay, so here's our mixture. How many of y'all have made this one? This one is like hands down, all-time favorite. If you have not tried this before, it actually does freeze really well. So I'm gonna tell y'all, my sweet sister-in-law has been working with some foster kids in our area, and so I have been sending a couple of freezer meals to them just every once in a while whenever I had them. So I was thinking this morning, I'm gonna pack this and the next one, we're gonna make this and the quick and easy lasagna, and I'm gonna send them with them. Y'all, freezer meals are such a sweet gift to send with other folks. If you know someone who's struggling and just is having a rough day, these are kids who are foster kids aging out of the foster community. And so they're just getting I believe they're getting life skills. Anyways, she said every time I send them meals, they get so excited. So I was like, you know what? I can just pack this up. Normally I don't pack a dessert for them because my family likes to eat dessert. But today I was looking at it and I thought, I do not need that big old thing here. So I'm gonna do it this way. So all you're gonna do is take you need some graham crackers. Put those on the bottom. Can y'all see this really well? Good morning, Mary. So glad to see you. Hey, Lisa, you can't wait to get the new recipe books. I am so glad. So if you guys didn't see the deal at the beginning, y'all, the deal is so good on the menu planning kit. Hang on, I'm gonna make sure I don't mess this up. Place a layer of graham crackers. Spread half the pudding. Yep, okay. Okay, this is easy. So you're just gonna put this is just a clear cake. It's so good. Anyways, the deal on the freezer cooking kit, if you didn't see it at the beginning, you get a freezer menu planning box, two freezer brand freezer bag stands, 2 sets of baby cards. What else is in that kit? The freezer box, 2 freezer stands, 2 sets of baby cards, menu planning stickers, and a tote bag, and free shipping. Y'all, is it wrong to look at this? Because I'm feeding this to somebody else. I won't look at it as I'm cooking. It is a great deal. So if you are struggling and have never tried this before, especially if you're new here and you are nervous about freezer cooking, let me tell you, if I can do this as you're watching me, I promise if I can do this, you can do this. So I just want to encourage you, if you feel like maybe you didn't grow up learning to cook, you weren't sure how to do that, I just want you to know the heart behind everything we do at Passionate Penny Pincher comes from a mom who knows what it's like to have nobody have really taught them this part. So our goal is that we can help you teach that. So when Cherie is making these recipes, I know I didn't grow up, my mom is amazing, but she didn't cook when we were growing up. And so it was definitely a financial struggle. And so this was something that I was determined to figure out. So when Cherie writes the recipes, she's writing them with the heart of a mom, just like you and me, who needs maybe some tips. If you need some tips on this stuff, like how am I gonna get out of this whisk, y'all, this is the way to go. These recipes are so, so good. So we're gonna take this next layer. Oh, this one is divine, I'm telling you. You are gonna be so happy. If you haven't made this one, like just make it. And you can't, this one does freeze. I tested it because I wasn't sure how well it would actually freeze. And it does freeze really, really well. So it's a great dessert you can prep ahead and make for a bunch of folks. Oh, with that freezer bag kit, you also get a free tote bag and free shipping. Did I say that? It's a good deal. I'm telling you what, it's a good deal. Okay, you know what? I was gonna scrape this all out, but honestly, I'm gonna eat some. I'm gonna make myself a little bowl of this once I survive this video as my morning breakfast. Health food right here. You know what? These will go better, I bet, if you do them this way. And it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna see these. So don't worry about how this looks. It's just gonna taste, it literally tastes like the best eclair ever. And you're just gonna pop these guys on here. There we go. So good. So you need almost a full box of those. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our frosting, which we melted for about 30 seconds, just so it'll be drizzly. You want it drizzly, but you don't want it melted because you don't want to melt your pudding. So this is, you just want it softened so that it's pretty simple. Oh, I was so glad to see so many folks here. Okay, I can't see your comments right now. I will read your comments here in a second. But would y'all give me, I can see hearts and likes from where I'm at. Can y'all give me a heart if you are a longtime Passionate Penny Pincher girl? Will you give me a like if you're like, you know what, I do not know who you are, but I could use some freezer cooking tips. I would love to say hello to you if you happen to be new. And if you've been here a while, y'all, for those of y'all who've been around our brand for a while, I am just so incredibly thankful for each of y'all. I could never say enough about how grateful I am for you guys who kind of come and cheer us on each day, cheer on our community. We just have the sweetest community, and we've had a ton of new people on, and I've been a little bit nervous about it. I'm like, what if they don't like me because they're new? But y'all are so sweet, and you just keep giving me some cheerleading. My husband told me last night I was feeling discouraged, and he said, Laurie, you have more cheerleaders than anybody I know because of your sweet community. And he is so right about that. Okay, here we go, y'all. How many of you just wish I wish y'all could just come over and we could just eat this together. Y'all, could y'all just come over to my house and we could just sit and eat some chocolate eclair cake? Oh, yum, I'm gonna save that. That is right here, y'all. As soon as I survive this video, this will be my breakfast. Don't tell anybody, that's what's happening. Along with these, okay, so it will make you a mini one. You can make a little, y'all. If you stick around to the end, I'll make a mini one. Okay, we're gonna put some foil on this guy. Finish this one up. This one, the desserts do not have recipe instructions because they're already cooked, but I'll just write on this. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write down right here. On here, because I know it's gonna go to those people. Hang on. of hearts. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things done. Last thing we're gonna do is the lasagna. So I will walk through that. I didn't get to see your hearts and like I said, Nabbit, I was looking down the whole time. I missed that. Okay. I had to do a lot of work around this one this morning. This is the hardest one we're gonna do right here, girls. So I'm just gonna tell you, this hurt my brain and I'm hoping that I can help y'all learn how to do this one easily. This is an easy lasagna. The first thing you want to do is you're going to actually brown a pound of ground beef and a pound of ground sausage, some onions, some garlic. You're going to put that all in there. We're going to add a little bit of this sauce mixture to the bottom. Actually, we're going to put some cooking spray on first. Add a little bit of this to the bottom. Not a ton, just a little bit. Just enough to make it so it doesn't get sticky on the bottom. You don't want to use up oodles, but you do want to have enough sauce so that you can like spread a thin layer. Now you can do this in 2 8x8s. The recipe actually says to make it in 2 8x8s. I'm making it in 1 9x13 because I'm going to take it to the group that my sister-in-law works with. Now we're going to add on some noodles. I am doing oven ready noodles. I don't always do them, but I am going to do them this time just because I want to make super sure that they cook. As long as you use you can use regular noodles as long as you make sure that your noodles are all covered in sauce. So that's the biggest trick with this one. You want to make sure that your noodles are completely covered in sauce. We're going to do thin sauce, noodles, sauce. I'm going to get a knife to spread that around a little easier. You want to have enough. I'm going to do about half of this. I'm going to make a mess because I always make a mess because I'm always going fast. Let me try and see a comment or two there. A little bit more right there. Now we're going to add on some ricotta. Oh, hang on. We're going to mix together ricotta, about a ½ teaspoon of dried parsley, and a half cup of Parmesan cheese. So we're going to mix that right there. This is what's going to make our filling layer. Hey, Dawn, glad to see you this morning. Thank y'all so much for hanging out this morning. I'm so tickled y'all are here. At Andy, do you use cottage cheese? I like cottage cheese, but I'll tell you what, I really do like some ricotta. There's something about how smooth it is that just to me is so yummy. You do want it to be softened a little bit, so you don't want it straight out of the fridge because it will be kind of difficult to work with. So it's a little easier to work with when it's been out of the fridge for a while. You're just gonna kind of dollop this on here. Nothing fancy, just dollop around. Make this easy. This is quick and easy lasagna. This is not like your mom's hardest ever lasagna. Next, we're gonna do another layer of noodles. And you probably can even get one more on there because if you're serving a bunch of kids, they all like all the noodles. So I'm gonna stuff these on here really well. Okay, and then you're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do my ricotta layer next. I was debating this before because I wanna make sure that these noodles are really well covered in sauce. So I'm gonna do my ricotta layer next. And again, you're just dolloping. You can't mess this up, guys. I don't think you can mess this up. I'll let you know if I mess it up. I think we're good. And then we're gonna add our sauce, and we wanna make sure the sauce totally covers. So I'm gonna go a little slower-ish. You gotta make sure the sauce totally covers the noodles. What you can do once this is done is we'll spread it around with a knife. But the more you just have to get those noodles all covered. Otherwise, they will be kind of dry and crunchy, and you don't want dry, crunchy noodles because that doesn't taste good. So you definitely want to do this. Here we go. So easy. Make sure it spreads around really, really well. And y'all tell me, I think this is the layer that should be on top. Maybe you possibly could say that the ricotta layer should be on next, but I feel like you want this, again, make sure you get all of your ends covered because you don't want to end up with crunchy noodles. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our mozzarella cheese. We've got 3 cups of mozzarella. That's what's gonna kind of cook this all in and make it super yummy. And if you wanted to use, y'all, use olive mozzarella. This is an easy way. It's fairly inexpensive and adds a lot of bulk to the recipe. So you could even use, if you buy 2 2-cup bags, you could just totally stock up. But this is 3 cups and I feel like it's plenty. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our foil, which I lost. So I gotta figure out where I put it. Y'all, where did I put the foil? Oh, here it is. Okay, we're gonna take our foil and put it on super tightly. And then remember, we're gonna use our baby card to tell people what the recipe is. I'm gonna go ahead because I wanna make sure this does not get freezer burned. I'm gonna do one more layer. I wanna make sure it's seeing all of that. Hang on. There we go. So go ahead and do one more layer of foil if you'd like. I just don't want any freezer burn happening. And then you can take this baby card. I'll just show you what we're gonna do with the baby card. So we'll move this over here. Here's our baby card. Okay. Y'all, I almost just spilled the Worcestershire. I would be in tears, I think, if I spilled the Worcestershire this morning. Okay, so here is what it's looking like this morning, y'all. We just made, how long have I been on? Probably 30 minutes. No cheddar. Yeah, I would not do cheddar, but you could use cheddar if that's all you had. Listen, when we had tiny money, I would have done cheddar for sure. Okay, so here we go, guys. We just did this. How long did that take us? I don't feel like we were on all that long, and we made the pesto tortellini beef, pesto chicken tenders, another small pesto tortellini bake, let's see, quick and easy lasagna, a clear cake, and a beef brisket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. And I was gonna show you one thing, but I gotta find it. Okay, so here's the deal on the freezer cooking plans. If you have never tried freezer cooking before, y'all, this is the easiest way to do it. If you order your recipe kit today, we are actually pretty low on the freezer cooking kits. So if you want one, I would order really soon. We're already out of slow cooker boxes. We're reordering a bunch of stuff right now. But if you want this one, if you guys want this one, you get 12 weeks of grocery lists and menu plans, 2 of these guys, 2 sets of the baby cards, which are gonna make your life so much easier. You'll get a free tote bag, the stickers, all this. I'll send you all this, plus 2 sets. There you go. That's what you'll get. Right now, good morning, Beth. So glad to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Somebody said the cheddar would be like the cheesy baked spaghetti. If you have not made, y'all, pesto tortellini and the cheesy baked spaghetti are probably the 2 best recipes in the menu plan. So if you are new to freezer cooking, don't let it scare you. If I can do this, you saw what kind of mess I am. If I can do this while on video as someone who didn't grow up learning to cook, I know you can do this too. Y'all have an amazing day. Make your dinner. We'll talk soon. Bye guys.